Welcome to another episode of the Cheap Champ Podcast, the world's 100% mobile podcast where we shut up shop anywhere and everywhere, and we talk about the cost of doing business. And today, I have another one of my good friends on the podcast. She's actually a comedian, and she's made a transition into filmmaking. Damn! People don't do that every day. Would you care to introduce yourself?
I am comedian TC. I am a colleague, Malcolm is a colleague of mine. And, I've been doing comedy before I went into filmmaking. I was doing stand-up comedy for about 8 years, dedicated, traveling. And I just, I needed more. And so as an artist, performing artist, we go through stuff, and it's just, I've stuff we went through and stuff we experienced as traveling. Decided to make a company that catered to artist development. So my company literally is for the artist that wants to come back, revamp, or just can't afford the Hollywood prices. And we are very affordable. So I'm grateful to give the service. But yeah, filmmaking, and I'm still performing and acting, and so trying to do it all.
And you just finished your first film.
Yes, my first film called The Mission.
Check us out. We're in it.
Yes, Malcolm is in it. He's a Postmates victim. That's all I'm going to say. But it ended up being, I was working with my team and my VP of media. We made this movie because there was a point in the comics career where you're like, okay, you're funny. It's not even about being funny anymore. You know that. It's about you just waiting for your turn. And so just how it all happened was I was sitting smoking a blunt, watching KTLA News, and the governor said, it was April, the governor said January 15th, we're opening up California. And immediately I was like, I haven't done everything I need to do to separate myself. And that's when I called Malcolm. I called everyone the same day. And the next month we were filming. The next month we edited. And then the next month now we're worldwide.
Nice.
Yeah.
And now, how long was the from day one shooting to edit, we're done, we're wrapped? How many days?
I would say my guys, so I have I had guys who were professionals, so no one, so my guys, and it's in-house. I would say we can get a film done. If we do a 7 or 10 day shoot, we're not going to need more than 4 to 6 weeks to get a project out, fully edited. And I'm talking closed captioning, subtitling, scoring, music scoring, coloring, all of that. We're full in-house.
Nice. Because, a lot of people have to outsource. You got to hire an editor. You got to hire a cameraman. And, the bureaucracy takes so long. So that's super dope that you have it in-house.
Yes.
Now, how did you get it on all the platforms? Because it's not easy.
Yeah,
every platform, different rules, different regulations.
Yes.
So how did you get it on platforms?
So interesting thing was, it was my hustle. Without even knowing, when it's your passion and it's your baby, you're gonna do anything you can to get off the ground. So what happened is, the best way, I gotta ask my colleague. I have my vice president of media here. From the time, what would you say, like, with regards to getting that off and just?
Wow. I would want to say the time thought to making it happen was like weeks.
We didn't take long.
It was
literally
weeks.
Imagine
Maybe
this.
2 weeks.
Imagine filming in 7 days and then only taking 7 days to edit the movie. So then to get it on the platforms, I'm sorry to ask you, because it was a big deal. The platforms, we ran into issues like we didn't know. Now, short films are no longer added on platforms. So then we were like, okay, let's start with Vimeo.
Well, hold on. You said something interesting. What is considered a short film now?
They don't take them. So now only feature films, 60 minutes or more are considered that they're taking. So
wow. Okay. That's a big difference.
And it's a big difference. And this is why when we release this next movie, so we have one more film to give to Amazon, and then we give our own landing page where we can do films, shorts, and we can do episodic films.
Okay.
but you can't do it just going in. So how we got on the platforms was what we did was once we made the movie, we said, let's just see what our traction was. So Vimeo caters to the independent artists. They cater to filmmakers. You do not have to go through QC stuff. You can literally, as long as you have your content, they will upload, as long as it's not offensive, you can get up on Vimeo within, 24 hours? Mm-hmm. So I started buying, I got billboards. I was doing billboard campaigns in different states. Then all of a sudden I saw different states were promoting us. And then, Vimeo was different because it wasn't the big three. Big three is Amazon, Hulu, Netflix. So people are like, I got to put my credit card on file. And I don't know if you ran into that, if you promoted the movie and people are like, Malcolm.
But your credit card's on file everywhere.
You can just take it off. Your free trial, right. But what we did do, we didn't know. Those that are already on that site that are registered, the Netherlands kicked ass. So we ended up starting on Vimeo, and then the traction we got from that, while we were waiting, we went to Film Hub. Film Hub was so hard to pass. So that's why a lot of people don't go through Film Hub, because you cannot fail. You can't fail 3 times. After your 3rd time, you can't go back to them.
Oh, wow.
We failed twice. And then so I was like.
And what was the reason for failure? What
they are very, very stickler. So is Amazon. So Amazon too. And so it's like that metadata. You have to make sure your artwork, because you can get a film done, but let's say your chapter breaks in your timelines, because you have to be cognizant of, if this plays on TV, what chapter break? Where should we put a commercial in? Well, you can't just submit movies now. When people do movies, and it really makes you, it separates you, and it makes people think, oh God, we're not as better as you. But no, we're going through the real industry. We're not just giving somebody our content and saying, do whatever you want with it.
Right. So
we create our own chapter breaks, our own, and when we want commercials. And so it's the artwork. It could be rejected. You can have graphics that have too much layers. It has to be G-rated, so nothing offensive. And you have to have artwork that appeals. What I learned is we got selected because the artwork, that one that's on Mission where I have the graffiti in the background, like, it comes down to just picture. It's not too busy. It's the artwork. And
well, on Amazon, it makes sense because you're not getting a trailer. You're getting a still.
Yes.
I click on a still picture. I'm not clicking on the trailer. So if your still sucks, I'm gonna keep on rolling.
Yeah. And so
makes sense.
Yeah. And so I learned from Film Hub. So what happened was Film Hub, I almost gave up. And then we submitted the last, and DRC can tell you, I almost gave up because our editor was giving up. And I taught myself in the middle of the night to do something. And all of a sudden we were like, we passed. I'm like, Worldwide QC, that made Amazon so it was like we passed Worldwide QC, Amazon picked us up. You were in the UK and Japan with Amazon, and now Film Hub is like, so you have you have to understand these platforms. Like Film Hub is an aggregator and distributor. So let's say you go directly to Amazon, you're going to get 50-50. That's a 50-50 contract. What people don't know is Film Hub has 70 channels. Amazon is 1. Amazon picked us up from Film Hub, but I had them take us off because Film Hub, Amazon is a 50-50 deal. So if you get 80%, Film Hub offers you 80% of your content. That's 80% of 50%. You're losing money going through. So you have the option to tell Film Hub, hey, keep these channels, don't keep this one. I want to make that. So I would say this for anyone who wants to put content, and this is why I'm telling you, start with Vimeo. If you want to know if your product is good and you don't want to have the embarrassment of like doing, and putting stuff out there and then getting kicked back, Vimeo. Look at your audience. If your audience is dealing with you, then it's like, okay, you got a project, right?
Right.
That's what we did. And then once we knew that, I was like, cool. Went to Amazon directly, and 3 weeks.
How did you learn all this stuff? Because I know you're not getting this off YouTube.
Oh, no. What happened was, we were under contract, and thank God, as a CEO, the company rides with me and they trust me.
And what's the name of your company?
APAC LA. So it stands for Alexander Performing Arts Company.
Okay.
But we were, I had signed but I was going to sign a 15 platform contract with this company called One Shot Entertainment, but they wanted a 60-40 deal. And again, as a performing artist, it doesn't sit right with me. Why do I need to give you 40% of something you didn't do anything of?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. So then as we were going, I told him, listen, the number one platform I need to be on, this is before when Hulu and Netflix were private. Hulu now is open. But I was like, Amazon. He's like, yeah, I got you. Well, as we get the last still wasn't feeling good. It's because the guy wasn't communicating the way. And so the last week, right before I was supposed to meet him, I was like, got my EVP on the phone. I go, can you explain something to me? So Amazon for sure. And he's like, well, I don't have a contract. So, we're looking at September. I was like, I knew I didn't feel right. I go, you were told you were going to get the contract when you get the deliverables. The deliverables was the next day. So I was like, I pulled out the deal. He was like, well, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. You're not going to be able to do it by yourself. Nigga, I did that. I did that shit by myself. Contacted Film Hub, went to the office, like Paramount. I got so many help from filmmakers now to where I'm working with platforms in Atlanta, all kinds of stuff. Just it just was a blessing. So what it is I will sell this. If you have a feature film, I don't know, try Amazon. What Film Hub did for me is it gets you all your metadata in order. When you can pass Film Hub, you'll pass anybody.
Can you explain what is metadata? I've never heard of metadata.
So that's all of your digital assets. That's going to be your posters. That's going to be your trailers, your still photos, chapter breaks as well. It's going to be you're going to compress your files, because some of those videos you're going to have to, make sure to, like, your trailer is going to have subtitles, but your movie has to have burnt in subtitles. I mean, you can't see them, but your trailer does have to have the captioning. So it's just that kind of metadata and understanding how to ingest that. And that's what it editor does. And
wow, that's a big difference from shooting videos on TikTok and Instagram, you know. So I mean, that's just one thing, just posting a video and just letting it go, versus you have to abide by somebody else's rules to get on the platform.
Right. And then you have to have, so the thing about movie making and filmmaking in general is where people come up short. And I know a lot of people who give up on projects because, like, we're in-house. So when I woke up and said, okay, this is what we're doing. And then, oh, how's your guys' day going, right? Ingesting the data. You're going to make a movie, then you're going to upload the daily, then you're going to ingest the data, then you put it on the timeline. These are all CRM systems, different ones that you have to. The dailies go up into a digital asset management company, so you can water leak those and protect those. But then once that's there, when they're ready to edit, then they're going to go on Premiere. And then they're going to pull that timeline. And it's just so much, we own all of that. So it's something that most people, what I see is they'll send their movies off to people to do it. And it's like, you can't, you want to be there for the sound correction. You want to, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a lot that goes on in that film.
And so our company caters now, over the years, how this came up, the industry prices for photo shoots, like for even 200 photos, it was like $2,500, $3,000, and these agents want you to go through their people. Mm-hmm. These photos aren't always good. So what I did was I got great people and I pay them a fee that they don't normally get as a photographer. And that allows them to give quality photos, which allows me to give a great price of $700 for what costs you $2,500. And it's exactly, I compared them. 200 photos, 3-hour shoots, 2 to 3 hour wardrobe changes. I send somebody to your house like a week before to pick out your outfit. It's something that, no, it's very organized. It's not where do you want to go? We already have that plan. Mm-hmm. You don't have many people who come help you pick out outfits for your photo shoots and get you prepared. And yeah.
Now, for a filmmaker, would they just need to come to you with a script, a screenplay, or hey, TC, or I want to do business with APAC Productions. What do I need to get that started? Because some people might just come with a script, like, hey, that's not enough.
Right. Well, no, actually, so it depends what you come at. So again, we are the complete artist development. It could be photography. It can be an artist that needs an actor role. You can need something on social media if you're doing sketches. So we do music videos.
Okay.
So and so, all of that, we do everything for the artist at a 50 to 75% cost less. I know the music videos right now are $5,000. Like, we're making sure we don't get you guys over $2,500. And really, we feel like we could do it under $2,000, just depending on how long it is. The movies, independent film right now, it's $20,000 to $30,000, and that's just the start. We can do it all. We have a $10,000 indie film, and we cater to that. And so what that means is no more than 80 minutes, but it's no less than 60. If you have a script, I don't need an 85-page script because that would tell me that you're going over 80 minutes, and that's not what I'm going to do right now. The only reason we're not doing the other 80 minutes is because sitting with these executives, I know what they want. It's an attention span thing right now going on with streamers. So they want the movie that you don't have to get up to too much. Literally. Because, you know, it's only so long that person who goes back to finish your movie, it's only so long you get paid for that. So you really want them to watch that shit. Right. So back to it, you make that money all over again. You know, it's not continuing. But all you guys would have to do is come to me with a script no less than 30 pages. And I'll go over the script. I'll look at it. And I assume this is how it works. So it's a 10-day 7-day shoot, but we'd say 10 days. The extra 3 days would be pickup shots. From there, we would just need 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks to get it all edited out. And then you have a choice of either using your own distribution company, doing your own distribution. I can advise you on what I did, but if you feel like it's not working, then that's when you come on board with us and we set up distribution and provide you as content. And then, you know, we work out something 10 to 20%, but it's nothing that's going to make your pockets, or nothing that's going to be, you know, disrespectful to it. It's just going to be because we are, you know, helped you make the movie.
Before we go, if someone is interested in taking the path from stand-up comedy to, you know, filmmaking, this business in general, what would you say are 3 things that a person needs to go from, you know, just amateur comedian to professional comedian, amateur filmmaker to professional? Because there is a line between being an amateur, because you're now a professional, you're on professional platforms.
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody? I want to go from being taken seriously. You know, I want to really make some money in this. Because like you said, during the pandemic, you said, I want to do something different. And everybody doesn't know how to take those steps.
Well, I would think the biggest thing I see right now in people, it's them. Like, what I learned is this movie right here, when I did my step, I wanted to bring on everybody I loved as a comic, like you and other people. And I think the person has to be willing to take chances. Like, I really don't think you can be, if you're sitting here trying to like do things the right way, it's kind of like nice guys finish last. Take chances. Like, I'm a single mom and I had to take a chance. It's like, okay, you got to believe in yourself and take chances. But then, like I said, I have a business. My business allows merchant accounts. So if you're someone who wants to get into filmmaking, then I would say start with your sketches. Make sure you're funny and then start compiling those, and then save up and come to a company like me. We don't, you know, the $10,000 movie, it's just, you'll put your deposit down, we'll start. Trust me, you're going to love it. It's going to get you everything you want. And then from there, we can talk about distribution and get you out there and get you paid. I would do everything I do for myself. So
there you have it. So APAC LA, you see it scrolling across the screen. Any artist out there? Any family and friends of an artist?
Acting, comedian. We have acting classes. We have you know, modern jazz, but it's a therapy. So just look at it, you guys, as anyone trying to revamp. Maybe you need some photos and you just need to, you know, let us know. We will work with you, and we are a vault. We house all of our data. So don't worry about feeling like you have to hold all 200 photos you did. You can come to us and say, hey, I want this one. I want this one. We really cater to the artist. So.
And you are still a comedian.
Yes.
Where can people find you at? Where can they find your videos? Where can they check you out on stage?
So my next show is in August, just because we have another movie we're getting ready to film. But definitely check me out on social media. You know, I do my little characters, and I'm always on there. And I just feel like with my comedy, if you haven't seen my movie, I actually had some of my key kind of jokes in there, like trademarks. So this is me now. My new comedy is just shit no one's ever heard. So it's like, you know, be on the lookout for that. I can't say it right now, but be on the lookout for that. But right now, I just, you know, I'm all about the artist, and just, I want to say my company sponsoring a water fight. I wanted to say that really quick. Can you say that again? Mm-hmm. I just want to give a shout out to Black Excellence. These are Black women who got together and decided this is the 3rd year. They put on the biggest water fight in Southern California. And so this year, APAC LA is going to sponsor it. And so we are so happy. Just working with other women and just, you know, some women supporting women, because sometimes it's hard.
Right. Sometimes it's hard. I had a podcast, These Guys and Girls. Man, it was hard.
Right.
I mean, we have more. I realized, like, women don't care about other women. Women care about themselves like everybody else. People care about themselves. Nothing wrong with that. But care about the people you love.
Yes, yes, yes. And support the people you love. Like Malcolm, just like accept to just see him just in all my shit, just because it just works.
It works.
People ask for him, and it's just, and we're making money.
We're making money. And I'm professional. I'm a big fan of professionalism. Be on time. Say what you're going to do, what you're going to do. Apologize when you fuck up, because you're going to do it. Apologize. Don't burn no bridges.
And pay your artists.
Pay your artists.
I just want to say that. Pay your artists, because it's important. You know, you want people to come back and work for you.
It is important to pay your artists, because a lot of us, they take advantage of us, because art is a passion. So you think you're going to do, how many comedy shows do you do for free? When you realize, hey, I should get paid for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you realize I'm no longer going to do free mixtapes.
Right.
Nobody tells you that.
Right.
When is the line between I'm not going to do this for free and I'm going to get paid?
Right.
You have to decide that.
So let me ask you, you've done movies, right? You've started. Mm-hmm. How did they pay you? Did they do what I did, where I'm like Solid SAG, I'm putting your IMDb, like did they?
Yeah, well, I've done small projects, usually cash out same day, you know, just like background work and like that. But nothing on the back, like, but far as the production, and as far as the distribution, no, nothing like that. Never, nobody's ever distributed it like you have.
And that's all I want to do. My thing is to put the service out and get known more for that than anything. Like, I feel like that's just the best thing in the world. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like paying it forward, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm going to do for myself and I'm going to be good, but the company is for the artists. Like you, like people like you, like you're funny as hell, Malcolm. And I'm like, the followers, we're judged sometimes by followers.
Right.
And that will make someone think they're not funny. And it's like, no, I just finally got my followers, and Dee can tell you, my PR can tell you, I was like, I don't know, I'm going to do, you know, this movie, I don't know. And then finally I'm like,
right. You. Congratulations on 10,000 followers.
Yeah, we're almost at 20.
Congratulations on 10,000 followers.
But do you know, 8 years in, for a bunch of free jokes, like after all that shit, it's like, thank you. You get your respect a little bit.
Right.
You know, and I have people hitting me up now that see that, they're like, okay, cool. But I'm like, damn, I wish you would have just believed in the vision so I could do it with you. You know, like I would live, you know, but right now it's like, I'm kind of just doing this Tyler Perry thing. I'm going to stick tight. Those that make me money, we make money, we make money.
Hey, that's all you can do.
Man, Malcolm, I'm so proud of the podcast too. Like, this is, and how long have you been going?
I've been going 8 months. I set up shop everywhere. I've been to New York. I've been to Florida. I'm going to Texas next month. So my goal is to do a podcast in all 50 states in the most remote places on earth. I would do the shit in the snow somewhere.
What would you be interested in? So we're Vimeo. They helped us out so much. They wanted me to. They want to offer me a channel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, would you be interested in maybe going live?
We'll talk about that offline.
We will talk about that offline. But I do love Malcolm so much that he might be there.
We want to thank our sponsor, Cheap Not Broke. If you want to learn how to save money, travel cheap, go to cheapnotbroke.com. Check out on YouTube, and also go to www.stressmoneyless. If you want to learn about financial literacy, how to master your budget, and learn how to understand your credit report, go to www.stressmoneyless.com. We offer consulting, workshops, and all the help you need. Until next time, we want to thank TC for coming on the podcast, and please check out the movie.
Can I show this real quick?
Yes.
And then listen. We got gear, you guys.
Oh, you got to bend down. They can't see you.
Oh, bend down.
There you go.
Yes.
Boom. There it is.
Thank you guys.
We thank everybody for listening. And until next week, we will be back. And take care.